I feel like the minute that I open a fanfic for a show or something, there's no going back for it.
I'm so happy we're the same person.
Hello, everybody. My name is the Amanda Rogers, and welcome back to Fandom Friends. Today, I have my friend Kat with me. Kat, hello.
Hey, it's so nice to chat with you.
You might recognize Kat from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, AO3, everywhere as Resistantborg. The first thing that we want to start out with is a character sheet. We're going to do rapid fire character sheet. So what are your nicknames?
Okay, so Kat, Alex, a lot of my friends call me Resistant, Borg, or like either or. Alpha, for those of you that make reference. Those are kind of what I go by on the internet. So mostly Kat, but the other ones come up.
So what is your go-to snack?
Oh, see. Like I love hot Cheetos with the limon. It's so good. I'm addicted to those Takis. If you I don't know, because you're from Michigan, right? I don't know if y'all have Big Mamas. They're like these little sausages. So like those, and then pickles. But so like anything spicy or salty.
What are your top two favorite anime?
How dare you do this to me? I knew
I
this was
know,
gonna
it's
happen.
hard.
Okay. One Piece. I'm early in One Piece, but I know One Piece is gonna be, if not my favorite anime of all time, like in there. And then I'm going in between Dragon Ball Z and JJK, and I'm just gonna say JJK because I've already done like an older one. So I'll say like One Piece and JJK.
What is your special talent?
So I played trumpet for 15 years. I went to a performing arts high school, and so I actually performed with like Sting, Patti LaBelle. I did like recordings and stuff. I know it's like no one on TikTok knows this side of me at all. Um, but I tore a muscle in my lip my senior year after I had like auditioned for college, and then it led me to discovering science, which was cool. But yeah, so I can play trumpet pretty decently.
And what is your current brain rot?
Magnus Archives, uh, Witch Hat Atelier. My hero, like my hero is just a permanent brain rot. I don't think my hero is ever gonna go away. Look, and then yeah, I think those are the big three right now. Like they're just in my
Yeah.
noggin. Oh, and Star
You got
Trek.
me. Oh yeah,
Like
obviously.
I have the flag right behind me. But yeah,
That's like my hero is a given for Kat. I think Star Trek and my hero.
oh, absolutely, 100%.
And Witch Hat Atelier, because you're the one that got me to start it. So what would you say is like the point in your life when you were like, oh, I am a nerd through and through. There's no escaping this. Like this is just my way of life.
So my dad collects comics and is like a huge like sci-fi horror nerd. So I think like from birth I was just destined to be a nerd. Because he's really into Star Wars, which is funny because I've never seen Star Wars, but he actually got me into anime. I know it's so listen, Bestie. I know.
Interesting.
Like I've seen them, but I could not tell you, I can't tell you what like Yoda is in or nothing. But so my dad got me into anime. I was reading comics from a young age. I think when I really realized like, oh, this is a thing though, was probably middle school when I got into Tumblr and I was like really hard into Harry Potter. And I think from then on, like fandom really became a part of my life because I think, you can enjoy these things without necessarily being involved in fandom. But like middle school cat fandom, like that is when that happened.
I'm more of a Star Wars. My sister is more of the Trekkie, but I have watched Star Trek and I understand everything for the most part.
I love I it hit me so hard because like I had watched it forever and then randomly like maybe 2017, whenever the like newest movies came out, um, I was just like, oh, I want to like deep dive into Trek. And that's when the obsession started. And I just was like, oh, I'm never going back now.
Yeah. I feel like the minute that I open a fanfic for a show or something, there's no going back for it.
I feel like Star Trek fic, because it was like the first fanfic ever written with Star Trek fic, you'll read it and you're just like, this is a book, like this is a not like the most beautiful thing I've ever read. I am reading Harry Potter fanfic again, which just tells you where I'm at in life.
Well, there are plenty of things I adore and I just love about you and your content. You're multi-talented in so many ways. Like just in your content alone, like I know outside of it, there's so much more too. But in your content that like you see on the internet or that we see, there's cosplay, there's your analysis, your skits, and then your fanfics, and like you play with the AUs and like you get so much talent and creativity like shoved into these videos or these posts and stuff like that I'm just like amazed every time because I'm just like, Kat, they're so talented, holy crap. Like I'm just like, I love it so much, and I just want to like thank you for putting stuff on the internet because I adore it.
I'm such a Bakugo Kenny. I'm literally like compliments. I can't like I'm like
I know. And then I'm the deck again, like, Sugoi, Cat.
I feel like My Hero is so fun to play with, and that's why so much of my like starting content was My Hero, just because I don't know, like the AUs you can do and the characters and that was actually the first. I never was a fic writer until I got into My Hero last year. And like I didn't have social media on my phone or anything. And then I like downloaded it because I was like, My Hero, I need this fandom. Like I need all the content I can get. Um, but yeah, I love the fandom. I just love all the fandoms I'm in, and it's fun to make content with for them.
With your creation process, what is your like favorite thing about creating or like your process to creating?
I will say with cosplay, I will okay, how about this? With writing in general, I'm an outliner. Like I will outline everything, character arcs, all of that. And I feel like outlining to me is so fun because I can just say like, okay, I had this idea and now I'm gonna kind of flesh it out. And I'll randomly I have post-it notes all over my desk because I'll be like, wait, what if Deku did this? Or what if this person did this? And then I'll like write it down. So I think that's my favorite part of writing. With makeup, I'm a lot more fluid with it. I don't necessarily really like plan too hard kind of the process. So I'd say with makeup and cosplay, it's more so just like trying out new things and learning new skills and just like seeing. I love seeing how other people do characters. Like I did Shigaraki recently and just seeing like how other people do Shigaraki, it's really exciting. So I'm like, this is like we're all just doing this character in different ways and it kind of shows our own personalities. So those are like my two favorite things.
Yeah, the different interpretations of
Hmm.
like one character, even if it's like not even an AU, like it's just a different interpretation of that character. You can take it
Yeah.
so many ways, and then you even get into the alternate like versions of them and stuff, and then people like recreate art and stuff like that. And it's just like the
It's
I love it.
I
I
love it.
love
I love fandom.
like it's just a great way to explore like not only like the characters and the storylines and like what you enjoy about it, but also like yourself. Like you said, your makeup, you get to like try new things every time you do it. Like in because I've seen you post like your improvements from the last time you did a character to this time you did one, and you can see how like, oh, you got like you played with different colors this time, you like did different techniques and stuff. And so I think that's really cool. Like I love that.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like I've only been cosplaying since November of last year. I'm very new to cosplay in the grand scheme of things. And I think it's important. I like to show my progress too, because I think people get discouraged. They'll be like, well, I'm not like this, I'm not great at makeup or this skill or whatever. And I really like to show progress because I'm like, I was a beginner, like, the first time I ever cosplayed Deku, I literally just put his wig on. Like and made my eyebrows green like that. I was sitting at my desk like making TikToks. So I was like, I like to show that like you can get to this level. Like anyone can get to not this level. I don't want to sound like I'm like,
No, yeah, but you
but
have
like,
more experience.
yes,
Like,
because I think that's not an issue in the cosplay community, but I think like some people will see these people who are like, oh my God, you're so talented, and and I like to show like, no, like we're all cosplayers, we're doing this for fun. Like, you can get to this level, start it out and like try it out and you'll find your own style of how you want to do things. So
yeah, especially because we're on like social media. So people will only see like the big videos and that like pop off and stuff like that. So, and I love like when I see smaller creators and like smaller cosplays and stuff. And I'm like, but they're awesome too. Like the big ones, the small ones, they're all awesome no matter
Mhm.
what. And I love that. Yay. I know you kind of touched on like with outlining with fics and then with the different types of like process that you like. But so how different is it approaching like a cosplay or like a skit or a fic? Like when you're even like starting out, I know
Oh,
it's a
it's so
completely different process. So
it's
like, what do you think about it?
this may sound really like funny, but okay, I feel like I consider myself a cosplayer, but I really consider myself a fic writer. Like that's what I've been doing for a longer time now. And like I'm not like a known like
You're
I have
known.
fics,
You're
yeah,
known.
like but I don't want to be like I'm a well-known fic
No,
writer in the
you
micro.
can toot your own horn. I'll
But
toot
like
it for you.
but
Don't worry.
like I have a community that follows my fics and gets really excited when I update and things like that. So like I really consider myself a fic writer. So I take fic writing pretty seriously. Like, I have a schedule of like updates, what I do, what stories and stuff like that. So I would say fic writing definitely takes a lot more time and like thought process for me because I'm like, okay, I have this character arc coming up. Like, how am I going to approach this? Really heavy outlining. Like for Greeny Protection Squad, which is probably my most well-known fic. Like, I mean, I have 100-page outline for that.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh.
I mean, because I have a sequel planned. Like, I have a whole bunch. I feel like with skits, it's literally just, I'll hear an audio. Like, I'll be scrolling on TikTok and I'll be like, oh, and I'll just be laying in bed and I'll just like record it and then I'll write out what my idea for it is. And then, like, randomly, if I have time or something, I'll just like record it. So, skits are super casual for me. I'll just be like, I don't cosplay this character, so I'm just gonna like do this. Um, and then with cosplay, I kind of do the same. Like, I'll hear an audio and I'll just be like, okay, this character, this works. And I'll just be like, Denji cosplay. So my drafts are ridiculous. Fic writing takes a lot more mental, like, thinking about it. With cosplay, it's a little bit more casual because I try not to make cosplay like too serious for me because it's such a fun hobby. So I'm
Mhm.
just like, I'm gonna have fun with it and I'll find audios and we'll do it. So that's kind of how I approach it.
With some people's cosplays, they fully basically make an AU come to life. And so like, and I know that some of us have like I've done some like of my support course deku ones, and kind of piece it together as I go. But it's totally different from writing a fic because I have written some fics which are all not finished. That's fine.
Hmm. I might have to check out your AO3.
I admire authors so much because that's basically like a job that you're coming home and doing. And people can be very aggressive about their fics. They're like, why haven't you updated this? And I'm just like, bestie.
Bestie. It's insane because like no one is really checking for me with cosplay. Like no one's like, you haven't cosplayed Deku in 3 months. No one's checking for me. Fix, they're like, hey, you haven't updated in 3 days. And I'm just like, oh my God, okay. Or like
Yeah.
I'll get these comments and they're just like, actually Hitoshi should have apologized. I'm just like, then write your own fic. You know what? Go to it's okay. But yeah, no, fic writing, they get crazy in the comments. I'm just like,
They
wow.
do. We'll do like Twitter threads, it's usually a lot of fics will start that way. And then they're like, I want to like expand on this and stuff. And I've seen the tweets and I'm just like, y'all are aggressive. Like, no. This is like taking time of their own day. You're not getting paid for it. You're not like, no one's besides like your beta reader, maybe no one's really helping you with it. You're the one. You're the one behind, only one behind it, building the story, building the individual characters. They're based on the characters, but like this is a completely different story.
It's also like, I'm a Bakudeku shipper. I'm not ashamed, like, because the way I think about it, I'm like, if you followed me, like, I'm so clearly a Bakudeku shipper. Like, you know what I'm about. Um,
Yeah.
and I feel bad because sometimes people will be like, oh, it's Todo Deku Endgame or it's this Endgame. I'm like, "Er, is
So
it
sorry.
like?" But it's funny because like one of my fixes, Kiri Deku. And I think people are like, oh, Kirideku. I'm like, this is probably the only time you'll see this. It is one of my favorites, but I'm loyal. Like,
Yeah. No. Is there anything like that you want to make sure that you're promoting or uplifting within the space that you've created online?
I would 100% say just like community. And then, am I allowed to like curse a little bit? Not like a
Oh
crazy
yeah,
curse.
yeah.
Okay. I would say just like not giving a shit what other people think about you and also not taking any shit because I think like community is extremely important in these fandom spaces. And because, none of us are like the cool kids. We're look at my wall, like I have all this anime stuff. Um, and so I would just say, if you want to do something, do it. If you want to try cosplaying, do it. If you want to try fanfic writing, do it. Like this is all for fun. Like whether you get brand deals or anything, like at the end of the day, it's a hobby we do for fun. So I would just say community, definitely. Like I try to really promote that.
Is there anything in the works that you have to, or that we can look forward to coming up from
Ooh,
Resistantborg?
I have a lot of projects that I'm working on. So I think like fic wise, I'm finally working on my deity series. Like I have the whole outline, but the issue with that was like each like it's like I'm treating it like mythology. So each character is getting their own kind of like multi-chapter journey of like so I had to that one was really heavy outlining because I had to be like, okay, like we have All Might and All for One, and then we have like that story, then we have Deku and Bakugo, then we have Shoto and Sero. And so like that I'm really working on. For cosplays, I'm really hunkering down and like taking cosplay a little bit more seriously in the sense of just like trying things that might be outside of my comfort zone. Um, so for Katsucon, I have an exciting cosplay. If the wig works out, I'm doing burn-in. Like,
Really?
yeah. So I'm like, I commissioned the wig and I'm hoping, um, I'm gonna be doing a lot more YouTube videos coming up. So, because I've been not really doing YouTube, I just like I've been writing a lot of scripts for like video essay format. So probably my first one, it's All Might and Gojo, like a comparison of them and how sometimes like fandom interpretations of mentor characters can kind of go awry. Um, yeah, mostly just me just posting random stuff that I come up with online. That's pretty
Yeah.
much. Got a lot of cons coming up, so
Where can people find you on the internet?
so I'm everywhere. Resistantborg. Um, I just made a Tumblr as well. Okay, how about this? I made a Tumblr that people will know this is me. Because I've side Tumblrs.
Not the
Um,
burner Tumblr.
for fic specific updates, I can be found on Twitter at Borg's Burner. And that's basically just like my brain rot of like what I'm writing. But mostly Resistant Borg on all platforms you can find me, even Facebook. So
I've not explored into Facebook. I barely use Facebook.
my family was just like, we want to see your cosplay photos. So I was like, I made like a little Facebook page. I was like, here, just go
Oh,
and
that's
look.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't want to explore Facebook too much.
No, I think it would just be like a page I just post and leave.
Yeah.
Thank you again for being here with me today.
Thank you
And
for having
thank you all for watching. And I hope to see you guys in the next episode of Fandom Friends. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.